One was about investment. We are a very rich professional society. We have I don't know what the number is today, but we've had as much as $200 million in a bank in reserves, and we spend very little of it. We invest very little of that money in future of IEEE. So I advocated investing more in new products and services, membership benefits, and in fact, I proposed another proposal I had when I was in TAB was to create an IEEE venture capital fund. And that was a very controversial issue, and the then treasurer shot down the idea with a comment that, well, we already have a FinCom, we don't need a separate committee to decide where IEEE's money should go. And so the proposal was unsuccessful. But later on, when I became a director, it wasn't really I, but somebody picked up on that idea and proposed the same thing, except they renamed it. Instead of venture capital fund, which somebody thought it was much too commercial sounding, they called it the New Initiative Committee. So now IEEE is a New Initiative Committee, and there's a formula for investing. I think it's 1.5%. It's in a finance operational manual that we invest 1.5% of our reserves or something like that. I forget the exact formula in new initiatives, which comes out to about $4 million a year, which is okay, but not a huge amount of money for an organization whose sales are approaching $400 million a year. I mean, companies in Silicon Valley spend 10% or more of their revenues on research. And IEEE spends very little of its money on research and spends a few $1 million investing in its future. And the idea was that anybody, from the lowest student member to the highest levels of the board of directors, anybody, including staff, could propose projects. The projects would be evaluated quickly, and if the dollar value of the project is under a certain amount, which initially turned out to be $25,000, they can get an answer within 30 days. And that's been a successful program because...
Though the process is larger.
For the larger programs, it's longer because the board of directors has to approve.
Of course.
The board of directors delegated to the New Initiatives Committee decisions to award grants up to $25,000 to proponents of what's called a seed grant. So you can apply for an IEEE seed grant, which is $25,000. I think it was recently raised to $40,000. But anyway, you could apply for a seed grant even if you're just a lowly student member. If you have a good idea, propose it. The New Initiative Committee is supposed to look at it within 30 days, make a decision. And
though it was certainly one of the ones beyond that, as I'm sure you know, that's where the funding came to get the whole global history network.
That's right.